All right. Let me pull up my presentation. All right, so we got our game. It's called Abaddon.
Go about pronouncing it
Abaddon. And the basis of Abaddon. Let me hold up. Let me tell these people to shut the fuck up. So the basis.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry. Forgot we were on stream. Okay, so the basis of Abaddon is about me and my friends got into a big Greek mythology kick a while back. We were reading all the Jackson books that we read when we were younger.
Okay.
And then do you know the anime on Netflix called Blood of Zeus?
No, but it sounds gas.
Okay,
Blood
so
of Zeus?
Blood of Zeus. It came out I think 3 or 4 years ago, and it's about this dude who's like. So we decided we wanted to combine our passion for, first of all, Greek mythology, and also how obsessed we were with that anime at the time into a game. And then also a lot of my friends are really obsessed with Deep Woken and roguelite type games, so we figured we mix that in with the mix. So let me So allow me to open the presentation. So
You should try to show as much of that as possible.
We'll show the gameplay. So just open my screen share. So this is Abaddon, right? And this is one of the forests in the game, and this is going to be an island. So the game's kind of island-based, right? For the island-based combat and all that. So we have a lot of weapons and abilities we can show you here. And this is one of the villages, so to say, right? So I'll show you guys some weapons. Which one are you guys interested in seeing?
I like the atmosphere. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I can show you broadsword first, right? So here's the idol and all that. Dummy wise, those are the M1s. That's the critical, right? The game is parry based. Based, right? For fist, if we here's the parry, right? You can get parried, block break. We have the block break and all that. That would be a trainer for a fighting style. We can show that later. We have some god relics too. There's legendary relic type weapons. Here's a legendary dagger, right? This is a legendary type dagger. Here's a critical for it. We have flintlocks too. Our flintlock system's kind of special in the way we use it, right? It's kind of like M1 fist style, kind of like Deep Woken, but when you use your critical, you can shoot outwards, right? And you can just shoot. So it's long range for the critical. And when you want to get close, you can get close range. Start being that dude, right? Greatsword. What we wanted to do with Greatsword, right, is we want to make it more realistic, right? So when you M1 with the Greatsword, it's actually feels like it's heavy, right? So you see how it's landing down on the ground, right? And it's actually a real Greatsword and all that. So the thing we have too with the criticals is we have finisher criticals. So the critical for the finisher here, you would crit, you throw him on the ground, and you blow his head off, right? So there's finisher criticals for the game and all that type of stuff. We have AI over there. I can show you guys the AI in a little bit.
Allow me to cut it.
Yeah, go on.
So game, I believe, Cecil, correct me if I'm wrong, the game has been in development for 1 to 2 months, right? Something like that?
Wow.
Yeah, the game's been in development only for 2 months.
We have over. We have around. I think in our Discord.
I'm gonna give you all 15 instead of 10 because this seems really interesting.
This looks really good for.
Y'all got some more time.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, we got 1,400 members in our Discord so far with a pretty decently active community. I know, I'm myself, I'm trying to reform it a little bit, but I mean, be grateful, right? But yeah, so I wanted to say a few things really quick just before he keeps, because I know the gameplay is going to take a while. So I just wanted to show a few other things about the way that our project is in general, about what one of the motivations. So also, we decided that we wanted to donate a percentage of our game earnings to UNICEF. Yeah, we're taking 10% and we're whatever we make, and we're gonna donate it to them because it helps kids in need. And we realized through the fact of us making this and being able to get this far that we're really grateful for what we have to be able to create something like this. A lot of people don't, so we figured that it might be something, because we're also, this game is honestly majorly a passion project for all of us. Absolutely.
So we've been the project's been in development for 2 months. We made the Discord about a month ago. We haven't done any social media advertising at all, right? And with your investment, we would probably start trying to pump in a social media team and start getting videos posted on TikTok, hiring YouTubers to post videos and make content, right? And the
You
way
don't
we're
need
trying to
to
go for this
spend money
game is
for
we're
that.
trying, the way we're trying to build this game up is through hype and through like a wave system, kind of like how Peroxide did it, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
right
yeah, that's
now,
what we were talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
like
So
deep-
we've already
yeah, like,
done. Yeah, so we already did Wave 0, and that was just base mechanics, like
Wait,
testing
sorry.
the combat and all that.
Wait, so like,
And
okay,
now we're-
check DM. Sorry.
Yeah, and now we're trying to do beginner progression, right? So this is all going to be like beginner progression. We're only going to have like 2 to 3 islands, Wave 1, right? And we're hoping to actually release the game early 2024, right? So that's kind of what we're going for. And we're just going for a wave system right now. And we're on Wave
What-
1.
yeah. For the wave system, what we were thinking, because I got Cecil into Peroxide and Type Soul a while back, and we were playing them, and we were like, because it was right on release, we were like, how does this game have 60k players on release or 160k players on release, whatever? And so we're trying to have it be like Peroxide. We're talking about Peroxide and Type Soul, like when they were on release, about how insane their like player count was. And because we were like looking at it, we were like, this is stupidly insane. So we decided that we're gonna try to not model after it, but in terms of our wave system, it's gonna be, so at first it's gonna be testers, and then we're gonna start introducing, hopefully, if we're able to be lucky enough to do that, start introducing content creators as well to be able to play the game and make videos alongside the players, so it'll feel like it's actually starting to build the community. And then after the content creators start to post videos, we're hopefully gonna get more in the Discord and more attraction to the game, which will create more of a bigger community that we can do Wave 2 and Wave 3. But yeah, we're hoping for the waves not to be too long. And then we're going, like Cecil had said, hoping for release early 2024, which, I mean, I think is very possible with how the game's been going so far.
Yeah, and then one more thing, and I can show you more gameplay unless you guys have any questions. The way that we want abilities to work in the game, right? We're gonna have a character loading screen, obviously, and all that type of stuff. But just like how Deep Vulcan, you can choose like Flame Charm, Gale Breathing, however you want to do it, right? The way that the abilities work in this game, right, is that you align yourself with a Greek god, right? So for example, if I aligned myself with Zeus, right, there's going to be a skill tree and there's going to be ways you can get those items. I'm going to show off some Zeus abilities, right? Hold on. Let me find some of Zeus's abilities here. A Sky Ruler's Bolt, right? So these are just beginner level abilities, right? And so this would be one. It's just a lightning bolt. You throw it at him, right? And that's just the beginner type abilities. If you aligned yourself with like Poseidon, right? Poseidon's slowly going to give you abilities while you progress, kind of, just with how the progression system works, right? So let's just say I'm boxing this dummy up, right? I'm boxing him up. I critical. And then I'm going to like Typhoon, right? And I'm going to use, that's like one of the water moves we have, right? And then there's also like, we have like different like, there's going to be different skill trees, right? There's going to be one if you like vitality, you like defense. If you're like only into weapons, if you're only into elemental type abilities, right? So if I was into like, if I just wanted to like go all into like kind of like a no attunement type fist style, right? I'm going to get moves like, let me find it. Hold on. Soaring Gale, right? And another move I would probably get is, where's Cyclone? Here we go. And so we have like uppercuts, right? So you might go into like a Soaring Gale, and then you might go into a Cyclone Pummel, right? And we have like little combos, but really what the investment would be is kind of just like getting better VFX, working on the idols a little bit, and kind of just working on that social media team and kind of just building up more hype for the actual game, right? And just getting more money so we can keep on pumping it into the game.
Like I had said, it's a passion project, so like funds will help, but like we've been going off of whatever we can scrounge up at this point right now.
I gotta say, for the boxing, it looks like y'all actually took inspiration from like an actual boxer. I'd say.
Yeah, we did. It's like actual. That's what we're trying to do, is more of a realistic setting, right? Even for the greatsword, like we want like actual VFX when it's landing, right? For boxing, we want it to look like it's actual boxing. And then we have like fighting styles too, like Swift Steel. This is more of like a kicking style, right? And you would learn it from this dude. I can't actually show it yet because we're still working on it. There's gonna be different fighting styles though that are actually modeled off of like Swift Steel technique would be modeled kind of after like Taekwondo, right? Like if you know like that kind of fighting style in real life, right? And then this would be this is more of like an elemental boxing style, right? And we just need to get animations, and of course we actually need like money to build that.
I just want to say real quick, I don't want to waste your time, but you mentioned that you were going to use some of the budget to hire YouTubers. You don't need to do that, bro. And I would say, especially if we're investing, like we're content creators, we're going to play your game. Like, and regardless, if there's something good, we'll play it. I'd say you should probably try to concentrate the budget towards something like you actually need, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And I would
just
love that.
Just a quick question, if you don't mind. Sorry, not to interrupt.
What's good?
So, correct me if I missed it, but could you actually detail a little bit into how progression will look towards, you know what I'm saying, like me playing this game as
Yeah.
a whole? Like, what am I going to be doing?
So there's not going to be a leveling system, right? There's no leveling system. It's gonna be more based off like rogue lineage, right? You can get moves based off of quests, right? Like you're gonna have to do like certain quests to like gain swift steel moves, right? And the gain is like boxing style and all that, right? And there's also gonna be like a skill tree when I press like M. We're still working on the GUI for the skill tree, right? And there's gonna be kind of like a skill tree you can branch off of, right? And you gain those skill points. We're trying to kind of work on how the progression is going to fully work for how you're gaining skill points and all that, right? Again, we've only been in development for like 1 to 2 months at this point, right? So we're kind of just like slowly trying to build upon that. And we're trying to like work on that progression, right? And for Wave 1 is going to release in about a month from now, 3 weeks to a month. And that's kind of when the progression is going to be set. All the maps are going to be finished. There's going to be a lot of dungeons in the game too. There's going to be Minotaur's Labyrinth. We've already have the Minotaur model done. We just need it animated, right? And again, the main thing is we just need that investment to get like those animators, those modelers, the scripters, pay for our scripters, right? We have a pretty small scripting team. We only have like 3 to 4 devs at the moment who have built all this, right? They're really good devs, right? They're really good. They're really quick. They know how to make lighting. They know how to like actually like make the fighting styles cool and all that, but we actually need like we understand we can make this game go big, right? And we can make it like a huge milestone for like the Roblox platform and kind of change it entirely, right? But we just kind of
I was also gonna say, would you say that the progression once it is developed, would you say it's more oriented towards PvP, PvE, or like a mixture of both?
We're gonna have an ability. We're gonna have a way for PvP players to get the most excitement out of a PvP type progression. We're gonna make a PvE type progression, right? And we're gonna kind of make a mix of both, right? So if you love PvE in games and you only like PvE, like I know a lot of Deep Woken players like only PvE in their games, right? We're gonna make a lot of PvE mobs and you can only progress like through PvE, right? But there's also gonna be a whole separate way of a ton of PvP progression, right? And there's gonna be progression just for PvPers, just for PvEers, and if you like both of them, right, then there's going to be another progression just for that, right?
Okay.
So there's just
I have
going to
a
be a mix
question.
of everything. Yeah, go on.
Do you plan on releasing this paid access or free?
We're going to release it free.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We talked about the whole paid access thing, but we figured like we're gonna put so much time and effort into this game. We want as many people as possible to see it. So I mean, it just makes sense to go with free release
We're-
to us.
Yeah, we're not really in it. It's like we said, it's just a passion project, right? Of course, we want to make some money off of it just to keep on adding on to it, like a slot system, maybe re-rolling like a few things, right? Like re-roll stuff. But otherwise, we don't really want to make it paid access and make it expensive. and all
That's
that.
also something about the game is what Cecil was saying about rerolls is we're trying to make it so the players. I mean, I believe this is what we're going for. If I say this wrong, but we're trying to make it with the whole reroll stuff is that there's not very many like the choices you make are gonna matter like very much towards your overall build, and it's not gonna be like, oh, you can just decide, oh, I hate my choice and then just completely change everything about your gameplay. It's going to be like the player's going to have to make conscious choices regarding what they want to do to be able to get the build they want. You know what I mean, right, Cecil?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Y'all actually hit the time, but I let you guys go on for like another 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. for that.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate it.
I'll go first with this one. Me personally, I love mythology games, especially Greek mythology. I just think that's super, super cool.
Yeah.
I've had friends that have, but the last one of these types of games that I've seen was like a whole year ago, and I really enjoyed it. Y'all seem to like have hit everything on the head. You have a unique combat, and I've seen these games that are kind of doing a similar thing. Like they might bring in aspects from Deep Woken, but these games seem to just be trying to make Deep Woken, and we already have Deep Woken. Whereas y'all are doing something unique, like the gun system. It doesn't look like y'all just ripped that shit from Deep Woken. Y'all are doing it your own way. The combat looks interesting. Like, for example, I like how you said that for Poseidon, it'll actually progress alongside the player. And I like how the moves interact, like the finishers and stuff like that. I like the realism with when you touch the great sword to the ground, you see the sparks fling. That's super, super cool. I love stuff like that. Y'all hit everything on the head. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely in. I want to see this project go far.
Yeah, I'm
If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to go click on these other videos, man. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.